And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We have returned with our final best of 3 of the night. These matches have been quite fast so far. Max Pack toward Classic, Cura toward Beyond in very quick series here. I'm hoping for more of a back and forth. I'm hoping we can sink our teeth into this ZVT between Solar and Clem. Oh boy, this is going to be a wild one here. Clem, of course, arguably the best Terran player in the world right now. He is looking on fire. He's looking so on point here. Typically, where Clem does falter is the TvT matchup. And I don't see a Terran standing before Clem. I don't see a Ryung. I don't see a Ryung. And I don't see another Ryung. So things are going to be looking a little bit dire for Solar. I do feel like it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle. But we'll see. Again, Solar, of course, our most recent GSL champion, is a strong player in his own right. Can he make some magic happen here against Clem? Can he cause a massive upset and knock him down here and now and deny him the playoffs? Remember, this is a playoff spot. The winner advances on. The loser is gone from the tournament. It all comes down to this final best of 3. Oh boy. The final best of 3. He's not against Ryung and not against an Estrella. True. We did cast that over the weekend. Where Estrella did 3-0 Clem, which was crazy, by the way. Estrella, he popped off in ESL Open Cup Americas. It was insane. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what Solar can accomplish here. I'm ready for it. I am ready for it. Ooh. As Solar, when it comes to his Zerg versus Terran matchup, he is more mid and late game oriented. More mid game oriented, I would say. He is less aggressive compared to Dark, so I'm sure Clem is going to be very comfortable. That's what I'm concerned about, is that Clem, he thrives here against standard Zerg play, and that's kind of what Solar brings to the table. He's not chaotic, he's not wild like Shin or like Dark, for example, where they're willing to go for roaches, Scott workers, to go for Lane Queen, Nidus all-ins and catch you off guard. More of a standard player, so we'll see if that's going to be the case here. We'll see if Solar does bring something different to the table. I think what I love about this as well is that these players have had time to prepare. They've had 3-4 days to prepare for their matches, so both Solar and Clem are going to be coming in with a plan for this series. And I'm sure Solar especially did reach out to Ryung, to Maru, to some of the other Korean Terrans when it comes to help and preparation for Clem. Even though it's a best of 3, even though it's in the group stage, I do think that this matchup does warrant that kind of preparation. And I know Solar is willing to do that. Is willing to put in the work. Oh, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see if we do bring something different to the table or something specialized. I'm kind of brought back to Beyond versus Raynor. We casted them face off recently in ESL Open Cup Americas, and that was maybe like the best TvZ that I've seen in a long time. Like it was, I mean, I say that we did actually cast Maru recently and Cyril, and we've had a lot of really good TvZ. Okay, we had a lot of good TvZ, but like what was special about Beyond versus Raynor was like the technicality behind a lot of the builds and a lot of the choices. It was amazing to see Beyond play with the entire series, and if you missed out on it, I recommend the VOD. I recommend the VOD of Beyond versus Raynor. It was really fascinating to see and really impressive as well. Unfortunately, Beyond isn't able to replicate that here against Kieran at TvT, but yeah, had a really impressive Terran versus Zerg matchup a couple of days ago. As we are going to be getting ready for this one. For this one, our players just setting things up. Just setting this up here. I want Team Somewhere. Let's go. Yo, let's go, Poppy. Let's go. I think I favor Clem, but I'd be happy if either one makes it through. I just want an ace match. We've had nothing but 2-0s. It's not even just 2-0s, but really short games. Really short games so far. It's been a bit of a shorter broadcast from Master Coliseum. I just want us to go into like some mid game, some late game, some back and forth. That's all I want, Poppy. That's all I want. Give me more StarCraft. Give me more StarCraft. I'm unsatiated with these matches so far. Like they've been good, don't get me wrong, but I'm left wanting. Oh. I'm hoping we can deliver. I'm hoping. Ooh. The other important thing to bear in mind is that I believe we have plenty of other players seeded in ahead of time as well. The playoffs will be beginning tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check our calendar. Yes, tomorrow is going to be the beginning of the playoffs, and we're going to be sinking our teeth into Dark versus Rainer in a ZVZ. Oh my god. This is going to be Dark versus Rainer. We have Maru waiting for a player. We have Cyril waiting for a player, and Hero waiting for a player as well. Like, the quality of these matches are going to be insane. I look forward to it. I do look forward to it. I'm uncertain who the winner of this series faces off against, but we'll see. We shall see. Again, great to see both MaxPax and Cure advancing on. I think we spoke about this before when I was casting with Asher, but like, this event is that much more important for MaxPax just because Masters Coliseum is like MaxPax's IEM. Again, like, MaxPax, he doesn't go to offline events. He doesn't go to DreamHacks or IEMs. So because he's only an online player, an event like this, which is online, like, it's that much more important, that much more impactful for MaxPax when it comes to his career and his achievements. So while some players are maybe preparing for IEM, MaxPax is preparing for this. Like, this is his all. This is his moment. Something else to bear in mind when it comes to MaxPax. Something else to bear in mind. Oh, as again, we are just preparing here for our final series. Yeah, I just look there. Yo, the countdown timer ended. I assumed we would. I assumed we would just be jumping right in. Make sure everything's prepared. Likewise against Clem, I'm a little bit surprised that he is here. In the fifth round, like, Clem has been doing quite well for himself, but has been faltering a little bit. When it came to the group stage, Clem, he 2-0'd Oliveri, 2-0'd Shin. A big thing that did happen though, I think it was in day number 2, is that Clem did drop to Maru. It's a TvT though, so like, it's okay. And we have been kind of talking up Maru recently. Maru has been looking very scary and much more dominant than he has in a very long time, actually. So, I mean, there's no shame in losing to Maru. But Clem did also drop a series to Dark earlier as well. But what I mentioned before is maybe why I want to favor him here. Like, sure, Clem, he lost to Dark, but again, Dark is a very aggressive player in this matchup, and he's just has such a killer instinct as well. He's so willing to just, if he sees a vulnerability, he will abuse it. He will take advantage of you. Solo just doesn't come off like that when it comes to his play style. So that's why, even though Clem may have dropped a series to Dark, I do still favor him overall here against Solo. I think he's going to be more comfortable overall. I want to believe. We are going to be getting ready for it. Also, again, a big shout out to Asher in the chat. Asher, are we casting again tomorrow? It's the Asher. Shout out to Asher in the chat. Shout out to iScar as well. See Kalasi, Optimus, Shiva Blaster, Iron Rings. Bienvenidos. As it looks like we are now getting ready for this. Our players are ready. The vetoes are finally done. And we are getting into our final best of 3. Here we go. No kind of major surprises here. You know, Razor Station, Equilibrium, Golden Ore, they were vetoed. Likewise, so was Hecate, Hardlead, and Oceanborn. So some of the larger and smaller maps. As I say that Game 2 is going to be on Alcyone, I look forward to it. Alcyone is the macro map in the map pool. We see a lot of late game on Alcyone, and I expect that here as well. Meanwhile, likewise, Solaris and Site Delta, you know, some of the more middle of the road maps here, kind of these more mid-sized maps is maybe a better way to put it. For both Clem and Solar, they can kind of embrace a much more safe and standard early to mid game before we really pop off. And how will Clem approach this? We have been seeing some really spicy builds out of Clem, where we've actually seen him go 3-Axe Reaper, not even just 2-Axe Reaper, but committed to 3-Axe Reaper, Proxy at times, committed to like this double factory, like Hellbat push as well. Sorry, not even double factory, just these Hellbat timings as well with 2-on-1s. He can spice it up if he sees an opportunity. We shall see. As we're sipping on that coffee, you know, it's early morning for Clem. He has to wake up. Got to get ready. Do you have to prepare? Sola's background is such a nostalgia trip. Like, you can see all the DreamHack trophies from years gone by. IEM as well. Good times, good times. There's a lot going on there. This time there's no Bjorn. For those that remember, Bjorn was in the background a couple of weeks ago in WTL, like giving Solar some words of inspiration. It was beautiful. Oh. Was in the background. He was also in the background of, I think, was he in the background of Maru's camera for the playoffs? Yeah. He's always lunking, Papi, always lunking. So we are getting ready here. Again, I do appreciate that Alcyona is game 2, so we can embrace that and hopefully sink our teeth into a longer game. Solaris is going to be a little bit more dynamic, though, as spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Solaris, we have our French Terran player for Team Liquid, Clem. And in the top right, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Zerg for onside, Solar. And again, a big shout out to our sponsors as well. Shout out to Doyu, Honkai Star, Taido, Orderful, and Biu Biu. Without them, again, we would not. Oh, we're sending out some SCVs. Without them, these events could not be possible. And we have 2 SCVs being sent out across the map. Clem going to be committing to some proxy Raxes. And the unfortunate truth is that, I'll be honest, I've seen Solar die to 2 and 3 Raxes more often than any other Pro Zerg player. It's this can work quite well. Now, it is only going to be 2 Raxes, not 3, so no big commitment to this. I'm not as committed as a 3 Rax, for example. But regardless, pressure is going to be applied, and we are looking to get damage done. It's going to be on Solo to respond. Solo going for a Hatchgas full standard opener out of our red Zerg player. He is going to be parking his Overlord outside the natural, thankfully. And because of this Overlord positioning, he will get eyes on the SCVs as they come in to throw down bunkers. So Solar, he will be having a couple of extra seconds here to respond, as long as he doesn't move the Overlord out of position. Does float it over, but should be parked outside. And again, once he gets eyes on both of these SCVs... Oh, we have a third SCV. Okay, we want to fake it out. Third SCV moving out across the map, by the way. I wonder if we can try to bamboozle Soul. I mean, we saw the SCV coming in from across the map, though. So we know that there's no... we should be able to piece together that there's no third Rax. We should. Oh, as we do avoid the Overlord. No shot. The Overlord misses. A drone is going to be coming down, though. We will scout. We will confirm. Thankfully, Solar, he does check with the drone, but it's going to be a late reaction here as bunkers are on the way. And we are just walling off the natural. Roach Run as a response. Second gas geyser, Lair as well. And Solar, he may just be looking to give up his natural as he's going 1 base Roach. Lings have arrived, Queens are on the way, no spine crawlers. And I believe this hatchery should fall. I believe that we won't be able to get into Roach production. Not with this. And honestly, killing the hatchery is all that Clem really needs. It's all he does need with this. Because again, it's not a 3 Rax. Ooh, as we do dive in a little bit further, getting a little bit greedy. We get a Ling. Roach Warren is done. Roach is now on the way. With that time being bought, this space should still go down. Yeah. And back at home, Clem is transitioning. Clem, he's working towards a factory, working towards that next step. And as the Roaches pop out, he should be able to get eyes on them. So far, pretty good start. Pretty good start here for Clem. To be able to get a kill and also confirm those Roaches, he's going to be buying time. And again, transitioning. Now, with that factory, we can get into Cyclone production. Ooh, Nidus is on the way. Solar forced into a 1 base all-in. It's being forced into that all-in. And he does have an Overlord in the main base of Clem. It's parked just outside the main. And Clem has no vision. He also, I believe, didn't see the lair. He doesn't know he has to prepare for something like a Nidus. I love that Solar, he's just playing with those bunkers, revealing his Rogers, making it look like he wants to bust out, keeping his attention across the map. Now, once the Nidus gets up and running, we could go for a base trade, right? Like, we could try to force the Marines up the ramp and go for the drones. But again, there's nothing back at home. We're going for an add-on first. We're going for the add-on. Solar! He's going to pull this off. The Nidus will finish, and Roaches are going to be getting across the map. The Queens, the Roaches, they do all file in. Boys are being pulled. There's 2 Marines to defend, and we can take control of the main. Cyclones are just now on the way, but they just started because we went for the add-on first. And even if we did have 1 Cyclone, would it really make a difference? As we shut down the production, shut down the reactor, we go straight for the SCVs, and Clem is racing back home. Oh my god, oh my god, so many SCVs going to be going down. And we take control of that production. Again, back at home, more Roaches, more Ravagers on the way. They do file in, and I think this, what can we do here? What a Vanilla Marine's going to do against all these Roaches? There's 1 Cyclone, but we're going to cut it off. It's taken so much damage. And now there's 0 mining. 0 mining here, 0 income for Clem. 13 SCVs went down. Solar, he has the economic advantage. The starport does fall. There is no Liberator, and that's going to be it. There's just too many Roaches. There's too much here. And just like that, suddenly the Proxy Turax just turns on its head here. Clem does get a 2nd Cyclone, but it's going to go down to the Queen. GG gets called, and Solar takes game number 1. Whew. GG, the punish was real. Initially, Clem, I do think he did well killing the hatchery, but he didn't scout the lair. That's the thing. He never saw the lair. He never knew that something like a Nidus would be possible. And he was kind of fooled into believing that Solar was going to try to break through the front line, with Solar revealing those Roaches and, again, just like posturing against the bunkers. So, again, really good denial of scouting and just kind of feeding a little bit of false information to Clem. And Clem was caught with his pants down. The pants, they were down, Bobby. He was woefully underprepared. GG. Well played. GG. That was the fastest Nidus decision. It was very fast. It was such a quick decision there out of Solar. So quick to start up that lair. And with that, Solar takes the lead, and we're getting ready for game number 2 on Alcyone. Let's go. Let us go. Clem Visible's reaction to the rest. Yeah. Clem woke up late, I think. It's 2:24 p.m. in his place. Clem usually wakes up at this hour. There's a reason why Clem is always there for ESL Open Cup Americas, because that's prime gaming time in Europe, Bobby. 3, 4, 5 a.m. Time to game. Time to win some online weeklies. True. But here we go. We'll see if Clem can bring it back here. I'm hoping for an ace match. I'm hoping that we can force a game 3. We'll see if we can go that far. It would be a massive upset if Clem wasn't to make it into the playoffs, by the way. He is on fire right now. He's looking so on point, looking amazing against both Zerg and Protoss, and still looking good against Terran. Of course, off the back of an ESL Masters Winter Championship. But the scary thing is it's a best of 3, right? It's a best of 3. We can't afford any more mistakes. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the French Terran player for Team Liquid, Clem. And in the top right, we have his opponent. We have for onside, Solar. That was the cheesiest games ever. That's the thing, right? In general, if you haven't been tuning in to the first and second series in the TvT and the PvP, we've had a lot of aggression. We've had a lot of cheese. We've had a lot of short games tonight. It's insane. We had a 15-minute best of 3 TvT. Crazy. The PvP as well ended in another 15 minutes. So really short games tonight. Here we go. We're getting into game 2. Solar going for a hatch gas pool. Clem setting up for a 2-Rax Reaper. Second Rax is on the way. Again, we spoke about this earlier. Bjorn isn't the only player that does this. He has, of course, inspired many others, as players like Clem, Spirit, here, Marine, they mix it in. Clem has been doing this more often, especially on Alcyone. Is going to be amassing Reapers. Now, again, this is not an all-in. Do not misinterpret it. It is just an aggressive opener to contain the Zerg player, to keep them on 2 bases, and to potentially get a little bit of economic damage while we get into an economic opener as a follow-up. Now, there are a lot of different follow-ups. This could lead into a 3cc 211. This could lead into a 3-rax and even into a 4-rax follow-up. Clem does have options, but usually follows it up with something more economic, as Reapers are on the way. Meanwhile, the Overlord from Solo is going to confirm this. Is going to dip in. Now, typically, this Overlord has a job to do. Doesn't just have to check these Raxes, which he does confirm, but also has to confirm whether or not there is a 3rd Rax in the main, because it is not uncommon for Clem to go for a 3-Rax. So Reapers are moving out. Natural base has been confirmed. And Solar, ooh, I love this. Going to be hiding his drone over on the right-hand side past the mineral wall. Reaper does arrive. Lings have spawned just in time, though. We're going to be dancing with this Reaper until the Queen can pop. Ooh, 1 Ling goes down. 1 Ling does fall. So far, a good trade. A 2nd Ling goes down as well. Good trades from Clem. So he is sending more Reapers across the map, getting up to 3 Reapers. And only 3. And now we're transitioning. So 3 Reapers here for Clem. Does gain control of the map. And again, his goal here is to contain. And you can see that Solo, he's stuck on 2 bases. He's stuck on 2 bases, and he is being denied that 3rd for as long as we can. We dip in the main. We won't be able to get any drone kills. But again, behind this, Clem going for a 3rd CC before starport, which is his typical transition. To go for something economic. Gets into the middle line, gets 1 drone. Ooh, that should not have happened. Solar caught out of position. 1 worker goes down. Now we have the 3rd on the way, but Clem was able to achieve a little bit more damage. As we're pointing out here, behind this, 3rd CC. So going to be a very economic follow-up here for Clem. And he did well. Did well for himself. He still has his Reapers alive. Ling speed just now kicks in, and Clem should be racing back home as the Lings are revealed. Clem going to try to avoid them, and so far it looks like he will be able to. Lings won't be able to keep up, and we have a Cyclone follow-up. Again, this is very, I would say very common, very stylistic for both Clem and Cure. For those who are maybe unfamiliar, both Clem and Cure are quite fond of going for Cyclone follow-ups. Now this should only be 2 Cyclones. Only 2 Cyclones into Hellions. The purpose of this is to hunt down Overlords and to threaten Queens. We have 2 Cyclones to hunt down those Overlords, of course, and the Hellions support the Cyclones by dealing with the Lings. So it's going to be a marauding force of Hellion Cyclone with the Reapers to support as well. So a very active follow-up here from Clem, as he is getting into his 2-1-1. Stim on the way, and soon to be medevac production, as Clem is going to be pushing out. Now he has to be very careful. This is an expensive army, specifically the Cyclones. Now thankfully, because he kept those Reapers alive from the early game, this force is that much more threatening, and the Cyclones are that much safer as well. There is a world where Solo could try to lure the army in and come in for a surround and focus down the Cyclones, so Clem has to be careful. Meanwhile, we are opening up with a Bailey Nest. I could be mistaken, but I believe that is a Bailey Nest before Lair, so a very safe opener here at a Solar. Very safe opener. Yep, there we go. So it was a Nest before Lair. This does protect you against Hellbat pushes, for example, and early game aggression. Just a very safe way to play. Because of that, it does mean that Solar, his failing speed is going to be a little bit later. It also means that his 1-1 upgrade is going to be a little bit later as well, as Evo Chambers is just now on the way. But again, Solar, he's just more concerned with being safe more than being efficient or cutting corners. As Solar's just working towards a 4th base, spreading his creep. There we go. The safety bailings are on the way. So Solar, he just wants to make sure he doesn't die anytime soon. As we're moving out with our double drop. So we have a split push. We have a double marine drop, double drop of Marines on the right-hand side. We have the Hellion Cyclone towards the left. And we'll see what we can get done. As so far unscouted, Ling does get eyes on the drop. Ling Bane going to be rotating over. The Queens, they keep up with the Hellions. So far, so good. Oh, but the Lings, they come in too soon. A lot of Lings get shaved off, and that means these Marines, they gain momentum. Ooh, as they are being forced back. Forced to lift up. Hellions, they try to commit. Cyclones getting a lot of damage done on those Queens as we drop into the main. Cyclones are being dealt with. And this drop in the main base is going to be shut down as well. So far, good movement out of Solar. The Queens, they stand strong. The drop gets deflected, and Solar defends. So far. Like, he wants a drone. He wants it. He's going to get one. He's going to get two. Two workers go down. Clem still getting some value here. Still getting some value with this drop. But for the most part, the aggression has subsided. He gets two workers. Again, this could have been so much worse. This could have been a denied fourth base. We could have seen dead queens. We could have gotten more worker damage done. A lesser player could have died then and there. As we do see Solar getting into his Hydras 1-1. It's going to be Lingbane Hydra as our composition of choice. It is a fast Hydra den, which is a little bit concerning. It's a little bit greedy to take up this quickly. We'll see if Solar can get away with it as Clem is pushing. He still has that double drop, by the way, on the right-hand side. Oh, but we are ready for it. Marine's going to be going down, but Clem pushing right through the center. Clutch Transfuse does keep the Queens alive. Oh, the Mines! Mine Shot's going to be going after the Queens. They can tank them. The Mines are dealt with. Double drop into the third. Drones are going down. You get 4 worker kills. The main push is deflected, but Clem, he still finds damage. 5 workers. That is not insignificant. Pretty good damage dealt here by Clem. Oh, as the drop play continues, again, you can see that Clem, he's setting a pace. Getting ready for mass drop play, trying to pull Solar apart. It's on Solar here to keep up. Now, because he threw down the fast Hydrogen, that means he has fast anti-air, more importantly. He can shut down these medevacs. He's rolling in. The Mines! Oh my god. Where the Mines are going to unburrow. Good micro there out of Clem, pushing forward, and we do have detection. Decent Mine Shot at the same time. Good target firing with the Queens. One of those medevacs goes down. Oh, Solar being pulled apart a little bit. Queens are going down. Hydra's pushing forward. It looks like this drop is going to be deflected. Ooh, a big Mine Shot though. Massive connection on the Banelings. Looks like all the Marines have been dealt with, so Solar, he can focus on the main defense, on the main push. Those are 3 Widow Mines. Forcing a bit of friendly fire. There's 1 Widow Mine Shot left. Good bait there, good movement out of Solar, forcing the unburrow. Ooh, we catch the full medevac! Oh my god! Full medevac goes down. A massive pick off there from Solar. And just like that, Clem, the aggression is subsiding. We're taking up. Hive is on the way. Lurker Den is on the way. Solar droning up to 90. And Solar, he is getting away with this a little bit here. Clem, he has to commit. He has to push in. But Solar coming in from multiple angles. Collapsing on this army. Forcing friendly fire as well. Clem, we have to keep pushing. We do get a kill. That's a kill, not a cancel on the goal base. Something going Clem's way. Again, he's been so aggressive this game, and I mean, hey, that's 300 minerals down the drain for Solar. Does collapse on this army. Hellbats go down. Solar does back off again, fighting off of creep, not something that Solar wants to do. Does pull back, but again, his economy is insane behind this. And we're working towards Hive Tech. That's what's important here. We're maxing out on Lingbane Hydra. Solar, he is in control. Catches a medevac. Clem going for some multi-pronged aggression. But Solar, he splits up his army. He's in position. He's where he needs to be. Decent mine shots. One decent connection, but it's not going to be good ends. Clem being forced further and further back. The Widow Mines, they don't even go off. And Clem is being shut down on both ends. Both on the left and right-hand side. Solar, he can counterattack. He can push out if he so chooses to. Right now, he's still refining his army. We have Adrenal on the way. 2-2 just finished. He can get into 3-3. He can start up those Lurker upgrades, and there it is, Lurker range on the way. And with the arrival of Lurker range, soon we need Ghosts. Ghosts and Liberators. But before we can even think about that, we catch more Widow Mines. The Widow Mine count reset once again. Solar trying to come in for us around, knocking down those rocks. Clem is getting his 4th base up and running. Now, Clem's own economy has been left untouched. He's up to 80 SCVs plus mules. But he's been having some rough trades with his army. Oh, the Widow Mine not going off. Widow Mine not quite going off there. There's 2 more mines here on top of the ramp. Decent connection. Decent connection overall. Ooh, better connection here on the Lingbane. Solar overextending. Does overextend, does take a rough trade here off of creep. Does have to pull back. Clem, he's holding on. Solar just now starting a +3 carapace. I believe has skipped +3 melee, getting into range instead. Vipers, though, they have arrived. Again, we're looking for power bombs. Looking to shut down those medevacs. And Soul's economy has been untouched. Decent mine shots. There's a power bomb here on those medevacs. Good splits out of Clem. Both armies are maxing out. Again, Solar being a little bit overzealous. Is pulling back. The lurkers are, or the lurker den is ready. And there it is. The lurkers now in production. 6 of them on the way. Nidus as well. The scan does catch a glimpse of the lurkers. So, Clem, he's aware. And there we go. We have 3 ghosts on the way. We're getting into ghosts. We're getting into liberators. I believe we still don't have liberator range. But we have a back and forth. And the creep is still not ideal. It's okay, but it's really just connecting the bases as the army gets in. Can we snipe the base? We can. Hatchery goes down in a matter of seconds. Big pickup. The hatchery was weakened earlier, and Solar was out of position. Again, the creep is lacking here, and as a result, Solar, he doesn't have a lot of time to react. Ooh, but there we go. Nidus into the main base. Hopefully, Clem sees this because it's going to finish up, and I believe there are lurkers in there. Uh-oh. Okay, does see, does respond, does get here just in time. And this Nidus, it's going to be shut down. The lurkers commit. Decent spine shots. We get a ghost. 1 ghost goes down. Solar pushing in towards a 3rd. Clem, it's going to be his turn to be out of position. 11 SCVs go down. When we can take a fight. Just barely. Lurkers trading well here, focusing down some of these ghosts. And once again, the lurkers are not cleaned up. We take control of the main base. Factory goes down. Now Clem, he holds onto his 3rd, but the main is under fire. And we are trying to camp the production. We're getting their massive spine shots. Clem, he supply blocked. No shot. The deepers went down. The deepers that were behind. Oh, no shot. They were behind the mineral line. They went down. Lurkers will be cleaned up, but Clem, he's stuck at 140 supply. Another base going to be falling as well. Solar is snowballing out of control. And Clem, what can he do? What can he do from here? We have some decent mine connections, which takes a massive blow to his economy. The Nidus swarms, they're not stopping. They're not stopping, Papi. More lurkers on the way. Or banelings even. A good catch from Clem. He does catch the banelings. But again, he's in a rough position here. They're forced to push up a ramp into Hydras. Another Nidus on the way here in the main base, and we get a massive surround here, a massive engage. And oh my god. We get a massive engage, and with that, we are going to be GGing out. Clem. A bit of an abrupt cut there, not going to lie. But GG gets called, and Solar is going to take the series 2-0 there. Clem, not happy about that. Unfortunately. It looks like maybe we had a lag out at that moment as well, but GG, well played. It's just too much to handle, and I was not expecting this. Even if Clem were to fall against Solar, I was expecting a back and forth. I was expecting an ace match even, but no, Clem, Solar, he takes it 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Yeah, I assumed it lagged. They protected the Terran's eyes, Papa. The Terran's eyes. GG. Very impressive result here from Solar. Very impressive. Game 1 was a little bit more chaotic. Game 1, we don't have to talk about game 1. You know, it was a failed proxy from Clem. You know, he was punished for it. It happens, right? It happens. Game number 2, though, Solar, like, it wasn't like Clem was feeling off and like he was, you know, feeling slow and sluggish. No, he was applying a lot of pressure to Solar. He was all over him with drop play, but Solar was keeping up. He was keeping up at every turn with all the medevacs on the right and left hand side, with the pushes, with the trades, with the widow mines. Very impressive stuff there out of Solar, able to get into a 90 drone economy, and his economy was left untouched. He never really lost any workers. He lost the base at one point, but was able to successfully take up into Hydras, into lurkers, and snowball out of control. Clem, he tried to set a pace, but really it was Solar who was in control, and Solar who was just, yeah, able to pull Clem apart. Something you don't see too often. Something you don't see too often here. GG, well played. Very impressive result out of Solar. Very impressive stuff. and my condolences, right? Like I'm happy to see Solar advance on, but I'm also a little bit sad because Clem, he's on fire right now. He's not playing badly by any means. But best of threes can be brutal, and we're denied Clem play against some of these other big names. We're denied Clem facing off against Dark and Maru and Cyril, who I know that he can compete against, but does bow out here in the group stage. GG. I think it's because there's a lot of expectation, right? There's a lot of high expectations on Clem right now for him to perform well and to go far. Unfortunately, we'll meet his end here in the group stage. But, if you're a fan of Clem, don't fret. He can take this time to rest, he can take this time to recover, and to get ready for IM Katowice. Masters Coliseum is a brutal schedule. It's every day. Every day of this week, we have Masters Coliseum matches. So it's, again, a really brutal schedule here. And Clem can at least take some time to rest and recover and recuperate. And we'll see more of him in a couple of weeks. We'll see more of him in Poland. GG, well played. So hopefully you can take this moment to rest. Meanwhile, everyone else, no rest. No rest here because we have our playoff brackets. We have Maru versus Cure, Cyril versus Solar, Dark versus Rainer, and Clem? Papi? And Hero versus, I believe, a different opponent. I think, did they just assume he would win? I just confirmed. It's Hero versus MaxPax. So that should be MaxPax's name, not Clem. Whoever made the graphics made some assumptions, Bobby. Made some assumptions. So just to reiterate, pure mirror it's pure mirror matchups. Mara versus Cure in a TvT, Cell versus Solar in a ZVZ, Dark versus Rainer, and MaxPax versus Hero in a PvP. There it is. They did fix it. There we go. So pure mirror matchups. As you can see. And yeah, with that, we are done for the night, and we're gonna be back tomorrow. These matches will be taking place tomorrow in less than 24 hours live on this channel on the CranKy Ducklings. So we will see you then. We will see you then for tomorrow's matches. Again, purely mirror matchups. I know that mirror matchups aren't the most exciting of things, but I promise you, really good games nonetheless. It's a Cyril versus Solar rematch. Let's go. I just realized Cyril versus Solar, the Cyril Slayer, going up against Cyril once again. Let's go. This could take a turn. Solar has had Cyril's number for quite some time, similar to Clem, where he can sometimes struggle in a mirror matchup. Same with Cyril. So I'm excited. I'm ready for that. I want to see the grudge match. I want to see them face off. Otherwise, thanks so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great evening of StarCraft. We just wrapped up with 2 broadcasts, and we'll see you tomorrow with more Masters Coliseum. We will also see you tomorrow. For ESL Open Cup Americas. ESL Open Cup Americas is going to be in how many hours' time? It's going to be in 10 hours. Oh, we can sleep a little bit. 10 hours time, we have ESL Open Cup America. So make sure you are there. Make sure you're a part of it. Otherwise, we'll see you for Masters Coliseum. Meanwhile, big shout out to Kuro. Kuro, of course, was handling the production. So thank you so much for handling the stream. Hope everything went smoothly. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow for some more StarCraft. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. You can follow us on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. And we'll see you guys next time. Till then, hasta luego. Bye. Hasta luego.